Terri Murphy, presentation skill coach and consultant on how to make you the rock star of your next presentation. And I learned something about this that really, well, I should have known about it really, but there's a whole thing about voice intelligence. Do you know every time you open your mouth to speak, it tells a story about you, where you're from, your mood, your even possibly your age. And do we think about that? Not so often. It's so interesting because voice intelligence is an evaluation of other people's perception of how you sound and how you present yourself. So there are a couple of different tips, and this is very deep, and this is without AI, without artificial intelligence. This is just how people hear you and perceive who you are and write the story they think based on what they hear or see. So the first one starts with pitch. You might remember that pitch when your mom wanted to yell at you, or my mom did anyway, and that eyebrow went up. It's one of our fundamental human traits, and it can really reveal a lot. The how your voice changes when you age from that of a child, or adults that actually sound like a child. Now let's think about intensity. This one's one of my favorite because there's a power and a volume behind your voice, and or not. Think James Earl Jones as Darth Vader. It was powerful. It was authoritative. Sometimes it was even scary. Now compare that to Morgan Freeman, who also has a very strong and rich voice, but it sounds a little different. Sometimes wiser, sometimes almost more comforting. So there's a real reaction to that intensity. You'll hear the music that will influence an emotion when there's in a movie where there's more power coming up. Let's talk about your speed. This is one of my favorite stories. If you are a fan of Lethal Weapon, you might recall that Joe Pesci has a character that's annoying because he's real high and he's real fast and he's real chatty, and it drives everybody crazy. But it really is fun because it can sound energetic or even enthusiastic, or it can sound very nervous. Excited can be a good thing or a bad thing, right? You get excited when you might see something fun. You get excited when you see something happening. So that intensity is going to be kind of interesting. How about that inflection and intonation? One of my favorites is how it conveys attitude or emotion. The inflection can be funny, like I need you to get this done right now, or I need you to get this done right now, or I need you to get this done right now. It's all going to convey something different. How about voice quality? This is interesting, especially for women. As women get nervous, they close their throat. Instead of speaking from down in the diaphragm, it comes up here, which is part of voice intelligence. And if you're really interested in the expert on this, you need to ask me about Roger Love and his presentation that I just witnessed. Brilliant. And he has coached some of the best people on the planet, people that celebrities, influencers. He talks about that inflection, that intensity. Where does that quality come from? Think about the voice quality of somebody like Whoopi Goldberg. Very distinctive, very strong, breathy, almost gravelly in some cases, very raspy. And compare that to a Kristen Chenoweth, who's high and clear. There is a quality that you have to your own voice. Now, there's a couple more, and I want to check my notes because this is so important to me. Your voice is so unique. It's totally you. Yes, some people can imitate your voice, but really at the end of the day, it's your voice. It's shaped by your age, your personality, even your behavioral style will impact it. Your background, your mood. That stress assessment, I tried to game it because I was having a stressful day. It picked it up. So if you're interested in a stress assessment, let me know. If you're nervous, if you're totally calm, if you're disinterested, your voice is going to give us clues about whether you're sincere or sarcastic. So we really want to monitor what we say. And here's a kicker. This was interesting to me. Between your body language and your voice together, it makes up 90% of a first impression. 90%. Yikes. I wonder sometimes how those impressions worked. So investing a few minutes a day to improve how your voice comes across what you're using in our default of words, that we use the same ones all the time, how we say them. These are all important. If you'd like to learn more, I've got an ebook on the 10 tips to make you the rock star of your next presentation. If you're interested in that stress assessment for your voice, email me as well, terri@terrimurphy.com. At the end of the day, we are in the present moment who we are based on so many factors, and our goal is to help you communicate with impact, clarity, and confidence. I'm Terri Murphy. Join me every Tuesday for a new tip on how to be the rock star of your next presentation.